Hello, hello, everyone. Good morning. I am so excited you're here with us. Welcome to Make Money Monday. I am live every Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, with a money making tip to help you grow your direct sales biz faster. So glad you are here. We are live over on Instagram today. All my tech worked out. Love being over there. We should be on LinkedIn, YouTube, and of course over on Facebook. So no matter where you are joining in, say hello. Let me know that you are here. Let me know what you're up to today. What are you up to on this Monday? I know many people are getting ready for conferences or returning from conferences. I love seeing all of your pictures. So much fun. I'm kind of in the same boat. I was traveling earlier this month, and then I was able to get together with my business mastermind group and had a ton of fun over in Scottsdale, Arizona over the last couple of days, and made a pit stop on the way home in Palm Springs to see my sister-in-law and celebrate her birthday. So just lots of fun stuff going on. Everyone's kind of on the go. I have one kid off to camp. The other one I think is still sleeping. I think she's still asleep, totally living up summer 12-year-old, like late mornings. Hey, Robin, glad you are here. We got Pampered Chef in the house. Let me know who else is popping in. I see Evelyn. Good to see you, Evelyn. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, today we're talking about a couple things. We're going to talk about how to modernize your direct sales business. If it's feeling a little stagnant, feeling a little like needs a little kick in the butt, we know we need to elevate. We need to do some things differently to get different results. We're going to talk about some systems that are going to help you do that. So we're going to get into that a little bit today. And then I did want to remind you that we have a challenge kicking off this week inside our Oh My High community. And if you're not familiar with Oh My High, it is a tech tool that we have created, designed specifically for direct sellers, but it also works for any kind of small business owner as well. And we're putting together a pretty cool training on how you can make your first sale with Oh My Highs, how you can actually take people's money directly there on your site, whether you're selling inventory, whether you've created a digital product, whether you have a coaching package, the list goes on and on. We got some really cool stuff happening starting on Wednesday. So I'll talk a little bit about the plan for that here at the tail end. But let's first talk a little bit about systems. Now, I feel like systems are one of those things that so many people get hung up on. They either invest in a system and then they don't use it, meaning they're paying for it, but they're not actually using it, or they get overwhelmed with systems and decide not to make a purchase at all because it all just sounds too daunting, too scary, too overwhelming. Or the other common thing I hear a lot is, I know I need systems, but I don't really know where to start, right? Like I think a lot of times systems sound like a good idea, but then it's a little hard for us to kind of figure out like where should we put our energy first? And if we put all of our energy in all the things all at the same time, nothing quite works out for us, right? So we want to kind of do things in the right order to get the results that we're looking for. So a couple of systems, and when I talk about systems or tools or ways to modernize your business without the tech meltdown is kind of what I titled this video is, there's a number of tools that are going to help you work your business in a much more maybe aligned or a way that's going to provide a lot more ease, or also a way that's going to just flat out better serve your customers. And I think that that's a big piece of it too. I've shared this in a couple of different groups. That shout out to any of our Beauty Society friends that are joining in. We did a really fun challenge over the last week with them. But one of the things that stuck out, and somebody actually messaged me from their community about this, is I said that, shoppers are more sophisticated these days. People are shopping in different ways now. They're looking for different things from you than maybe they have in the past. And I think that that's really important to recognize, that it's not just like our little direct sales bubble that is shifting and looking different. It's the way that people are buying that is shifting. So that really kind of pushes us to make sure that whatever we're doing in our business is supportive of how our customers like to shop, right? And sometimes our company is doing that. They're making, updates to websites, they're giving you different kinds of sales tools, but other times it really impacts the things that you do outside of the systems that are provided from your company. So that's where it kind of gets into this question of like, well, which one should I pick? Well, what order should I implement? How much should I spend? What does this actually look like? So I'm going to run through a couple of ways that you can modernize your biz, and then you can kind of just pick and choose which one jumps out at you. So, but I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, but my challenge to you is to pick one, right? It's easy to do it all, but I want you to really master one and then layer in another. So we're not doing like a complete business makeover today and implementing 10 different systems in our business. We're going to pick one that we think is going to bring us the biggest results. And then once we get that one down and that's working for us, then we're going to layer in another system to modernize our business. So it's not a complete makeover. It's kind of like, we're updating the house and we're doing things one room at a time versus taking everything off all the shelves, throwing everything all over our house, and it's a complete disaster for a little while, right? We're just going to take it one step at a time. So, okay, a couple of tools. Oops, and you know what? As I'm getting started, I realized I just forgot to share this with our group. So if you're hanging out with us over on Facebook, come hang out over in the Modern Direct Seller Academy. That is our membership academy. Pretty amazing group of people hanging out over there. And then I'm also going to go ahead and share this inside our Modern Direct Seller Tribe, your spot to grow your direct sales biz. So that's a free group you can pop into. We drop training in there each and every day. So I got a little ahead of myself there. Okay, so let's run through the different ways to modernize your business and different systems that are going to support you in doing that, so you can really prioritize and pick the ones that are going to work best for you. Okay, first off, you guys hear me talk about this a lot, but content scheduling. We are showing up now more on more platforms than we ever have before, or maybe we know we should be showing up on other platforms to grow our audience, but we haven't quite invested the energy to do it because, quite frankly, who wants to be a full-time social media manager showing up on all the places all the time? Probably not you. That's probably not why you signed up to do what you're doing. So when we think about content scheduling, one thing that I love is that you can create one piece of content and then you can push it to all the platforms. So very similar to what I'm doing here this morning. I am using Vimeo this morning, but I am live again on Instagram. I'm live on LinkedIn. I'm live on YouTube. Oh, YouTube maybe just told me to try again. So maybe that didn't go quite there. And Facebook, all at the same time, right? Just like when you're scheduling your social content or your stories or your reels, being able to schedule that across multiple platforms with a couple quick clicks is going to help you expand your reach. So this is especially important if you're busy and you don't enjoy creating content in real time each and every day. And also, this is going to be really important to you if you are really intentionally growing your audience. Maybe you've been hanging out over on Facebook for a while and you're not getting the engagement that you used to. You're not alone in that, by the way. Or maybe you are really working to reach a little bit of a younger audience. So you're working to expand your presence on TikTok, right? Being able to use a scheduling tool is going to save you. It's going to be super, super helpful for you to be able to reach people in different places, but not having to go repost the content in all of those places. So that's a great way to modernize or expand your business, is using a content scheduler. Now, my favorite scheduling tool, you guys have heard me say it a million times, but it's ScentShare. I love ScentShare. ScentShare is going to be a really, really great option for you if you're looking to get your content scheduled. And what I love about ScentShare is Reels, Stories, right? It can go to all the places. They're scheduling now to YouTube and TikTok. I'm using it for all my stuff. I also love that all my content stays in one place. And that is so, so helpful for me that I can go back and look at my history. I can go back and pull posts from even last year. I have all of that content stored in one place versus all these different platforms, all these different places. So, hey, Lindsay, welcome. Mary Kay in the house today. I love it. Glad you're here. Okay, so that's something to think about, content scheduling. If you're not using a scheduling platform, that might be your next move when you're thinking about modernizing your business. And the cool thing about that is when you're using a scheduling tool, that's going to free up your time to just really engage with people. So you're going to be engaging with them in the content, in the comments. You're going to be engaging with them in direct messages. And that's been a big shift, right? This shift into social selling where we're spending a lot of time in the DMs. So not spending as much time having to create that content up front or repost it or cross post it, but being able to work a little bit smarter so we can focus on the relationship building and the actual sales that are coming to us in our business, right? Yeah, love SendShare. So much love for SendShare, Colleen. I'm right there with you. Could not live without it. Literally a browser window that is always open over here. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is text marketing. This is a great system to have conversations at scale, right? So long gone are the days that everyone responds to your messages on Facebook, right? If you've been doing like a lot of private messaging over the years on Facebook or even like Instagram DMs, right? That's great. Sometimes we end up in a message request folder. Sometimes it's easy for people to, scroll by it because they're in the middle of something else. But you know what they do pay attention to? When they get a text on their phone, right? 98, 99% of text messages are opened. And so those are good numbers. I like those numbers quite a bit, right? So using text messaging as a way to modernize your business and connect with your customers directly where they're at, whether they're at home, whether they're out doing things, wherever they might be, right? We want to land right there in a text. The other thing that I love about text is it's short and you can make it very conversational. So rather than just thinking about blasting stuff out to your network, hey, there's a sale, hey, there's a deal, hey, there's a new product, it's really, hey, we have something cool that's dropping in a couple of days. Do you want me to let you know when it's here? So we're fostering a conversation with people over text. And you write that text once, but it can go out to every single person individually, right? So think about how long it would take you to message 100 people separately. Using a text marketing tool is going to allow you to have those conversations at scale. And I really feel like that's been a huge shift over the last year or two. People would much rather connect with you in a text versus finding that message on that social platform. We're getting more and more marketing messages over SMS as well. So text marketing is definitely a system that's going to help you modernize your business, but also work your business at scale. My favorite tool for that, Project Broadcast. Raise your hand if you're using Project Broadcast. I love what they have to offer. There's so many bells and whistles. They have great automations, great campaigns, very affordable and easy to use, especially for all of us that might be not as techy in the direct sales world. So that's going to be a great way just to kind of up your game and again, be less reliant on social and connect with your customers in a way that is really going to get some good results and start some conversation. Of all of these tools, I feel like text is the one where you're most likely to get a reply back or most likely to engage in a dialogue with people. So I love text. I think it's a great, great tool to have in your toolkit and a great way to kind of elevate and modernize that business that you're working. And yay, Vicky's here. Hey, Vicky, Tastily Simple in the house. Good to see you. Okay, so let's talk about what's next on the list. So the next would be a CRM. And what CRM stands for is a client relationship management system. So this is a system for you to keep track of your clients. And there are many different directions that you can go with this. You could be using an app. You could be using a spreadsheet. You could be using a notebook. You have lots of options when it comes to CRMs. But the reality is there has to be a way for you to keep track of your customers. And sometimes your company has that built into your back office, but more often than not, it's not totally working the way that you need it to work. So this is a place where you can drop notes about that client, remember their birthday, remember their favorite products, put them into maybe a tag or a grouping. And so you can just let them know about certain things, right? So a CRM is going to be a tool to help you do that and a great way to modernize your business because it allows you to really customize that follow-up and be intentional about connecting with people and not just reliant on the next time they pop into your feed, you're like, oh, I got to follow up with them and see how they liked their order. So a CRM is going to be a great way to do that. Okay. Question over here about Project Broadcast. What do you think is the best amount of text per month? So Kathy, what I would recommend is to start small. I would start on a low plan because you can upgrade at any point. You can move between plans at any point. And you can also add additional text bundle credits at any point too. So I would start small and then I would upgrade, right? So start where you're at, and then I would also be really intentional about who you're connecting with. So if you have like 5,000 contacts, sending one text to them is going to end up costing you a little bit, and it might not be as personalized, right? So maybe your first text just goes out to people that have shopped with you in 2025. Or maybe your first text just goes to a group of people that have hosted with you in the past, or people that have said that they want to be in on getting updates about sales, or they would like a weekly tip, or I know you, so weekly recipe club, or a weekly meal idea, right? So you can kind of play around with that, but I would start small and then upgrade. And if you find yourself with a lot of credits and too many, you can downgrade too. In fact, I just looked at my numbers and I was like, oh, we got a lot of credits stacked up here. Like, let's kind of come back down to earth a little bit. So we downgraded, but we'll probably upgrade again when we need more, right? Okay. Hey, Kim. J Bloom Permalinks in the house. I love it. I love it. Okay. So CRM would be another tool to really help you modernize your business, personalize your communication. That's another way people have shifted in their shopping. They're looking for personalization. And we see this from big box stores all the time. They want to hear from you in a very personalized way. And so having a CRM to keep track of who they are and what kind of messages that they're receiving is going to help you do that. Okay, the next one on my list of modernizing your business is email marketing. And I know some of you might be thinking email marketing actually feels really old school, not modern. But here's the deal. Over the years, email marketing is steady. The value of a customer that is on your email list is, I think, 10 times higher than a social media follower. So if they're on your email list, they're engaged, they're hearing from you. Everyone emails. Like, I know people are like, I never check my email. Like, literally had to check my email this morning to see if my kid was allowed to wear Crocs to camp or if they needed to wear tennis shoes. Like, we all are checking our email. So we can throw that myth out the window. People are checking their email. Are they replying to it? Are they engaging with it? Not always, but are they seeing it? A good part of the time they are. So I love email marketing in many ways. And sometimes I talk about it as almost uh, like a fallback plan, right? Like email is working for you in the background while you're on the front end of your business, connecting and serving and asking for sales and building relationships. But when life gets busy, because fall season is going to be here before we know it, it's going to get busy. And when things are busy, having that fallback plan, having a tool that is going to help keep you in front of your customers on the regular is so important. And I really think that customers these days are not looking for the corporate emails as much. They want to hear from you and your voice, not an AI chat GPT voice. They want to hear from you. What did you do this weekend? What are you up to in your life? What is your favorite product today? What is something you learned recently? What is something that you personally would recommend? And how is it helping you? They want to hear from you in your own voice. And being able to create that longer form content in an email is a great way to stay in front of them. So great way to kind of update, modernize your business, connect with people using your own email, not just leaning into the corporate email, but using your own and driving people to products that you love is going to be huge for your business. Okay, the last one. Oh, yeah, Kathy. Tagging is essential to coordinate and organize. Absolutely. And that's true for email as well. Both text and email marketing, you're able to do tags and automations and segmentation and get into a whole bunch of fancy words over here. But that tagging, the more information that you have about that person, what products did they purchase? When did they shop from you last? What area do they live in? All of those kinds of fields that you can add as tags are going to help you create really targeted messages to the people that you're intentionally connecting with. Okay, the last one, and you guys know this is my favorite, is a website or a blog. And this is such a huge way to professionalize your direct sales business in 2025. This is a great way to build your personal brand and, again, use your own voice. While I love text and I love email, those are kind of one-time blasts that are going out to people and landing in their various inboxes. If you really want to elevate and modernize, right? Having a home base for all of that content, same with social media, right? Having a home base that you send people to, that you can gather leads, you can share information, you can even sell things, right? All of that that you can do with a website or a blog, right? And I know some people are like, blogging feels a little old school. Is that really modernizing? I mean, it is. It's creating content that's going to show up in search results. And that's going to be huge for you. If people can Google and find you as their person for that product in your area, or you and your blog post about a product review of something that they're considering purchasing, that is a great way for you to kind of build that offline relationship that's not reliant on social media. Bring in those new leads, also build your credibility, your professionalism, and really modernize your business. If somebody sees that you have your own website and your own landing place, they're gonna be like, okay, they're like here to stay. This is not just like a short term, jump into a direct sales company, drop out kind of thing. So website and blog is going to be a great one to really modernize. So, of course, you guys know we have a tool for that. So, Oh My High is going to be your best, most favorite tool, because out of all those systems we just talked about around modernizing your business, it includes the website and blog, it includes email marketing, and it includes the CRM. So, if I was really structuring my business and thinking about what systems to invest in right now, I'd be looking at ScentShare, I'd be looking at Project Broadcast, and I would be looking at Oh My High. I feel like if you're using those three tools, or even if you're using one, like I said in the beginning, if you missed the very, very beginning, start with one, then layer in the next, then layer in the next. You don't have to do it all at once, right? Like we don't need to burn it all down and start over. But we do want to be intentional about modernizing our business and using systems and tools that are going to help us serve our customers better, because they're far more sophisticated than they ever have been. And that's going to require us to up our game too, right? Right? They're challenging us a little bit. Okay. All right, we can up it again. So those would be some of the tools I'd be looking at. I'd look at the investment. I'd look at how much time you have. I'd pick one to start with and then work from there. So last thing before I wrap up, of course, Modern Direct Seller Academy members, we got all kinds of good stuff happening this week. So make sure you pop in. I think we have an office hours. That's actually tomorrow. Let me tell you for sure. I should have had it pulled up. But we got office hours going on tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. So if you're part of our academy, pop in. Come hang out with us inside the academy for office hours. I would love, love, love to see you. And then kicking off on Wednesday for our Oh My High community. And if you're on the fence thinking, I'm not sure, maybe this is something that I want to get going on, is to come check out Oh My High, right? All you need is the starter plan, $29. That's going to give you a glimpse into our Make Your First Sale with Oh My High challenge that begins on Wednesday. And then here's how it looks. So Wednesday, we are talking about what you're selling. That's it. So we're talking about physical products, digital products, bundling, inventory, pre-orders, all the things, right? If you're selling consulting packages, if you're booking appointments, if you want to create a digital product from scratch, or maybe you know you have inventory that you need to move before the fall gets here. We're going to come up with strategies on what you're selling on Wednesday. There's a pre-recorded video dropping in the morning. Then there is a live session with me in the afternoon to talk about that strategy. On Thursday, we're talking about how to get it all hooked up, right? What's the technical piece of this? And so Lisa Duck is popping in, and she is going to do an incredible training on Thursday afternoon to show you how to do it. So if you've got an idea, you're ready to roll, and then you pop into that session, she's going to show you how to take payment on your site with Stripe, how to set up those forms so you can sell things directly on your site. Then on Friday, it's back to me again, pre-recorded videos dropping in the morning each day. And then we are talking about how to sell and market that product, right? So again, if you have inventory you're sitting on, or if you have an idea that you want to launch in a kind of adjacent to your direct sales business, come pop in and hang out with us, because we're going to talk about selling and marketing it on Friday. So that is our plan for the week. Oh, and then we're popping back through on Monday, because I get it. Like sometimes you're working during the week. It's hard for you to catch up on things, but we're going to come back together on Monday. And Monday, I'm doing a live Q&A. So if there's questions that are coming up or things that you're not sure about, we are going to dive into that together on Monday. So Lindsay, that is happening with our Oh My High community. So If you're not part of Oh My High, go check it out, ohmyhigh.com. And if you went in on it, all you need is the base level starter plan and you'll get the email invite. We're going to do it over Google Meet. So there's going to be live sessions and then you'll be getting the daily emails too. If you have questions, message me. I'm happy to help you with it too. All right, you guys, good stuff happening. I'm really excited for this week. It is action-packed and it's going to be a ton of fun. Oh, yeah. It is definitely going to be recorded, Colleen. We gotcha. We're always recording over here because we know you guys are busy. We know there's a lot happening. So you'll find the replay in the event section on your Oh My High dashboard. Yeah. All right, everyone. I hope you have a great day today. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to catch up soon. I can't wait to hear which tool you are picking first. So out of all those tools that I just shared, if you're still hanging out on the live, drop a comment. Tell me which tool you're starting with, or maybe tools that you're already using that you're just layering into your business to, again, modernize that biz, but not have the tech headache, right? I'm not referring you to like crazy tools that I don't think that you will confidently be able to use, right? So I'd love to hear which one you're using or which one you're thinking about using first, and then just keep layering them in every month and know that it's all about making progress. It isn't about perfection, right? It's always going to be a little bit of a work in progress. Yeah. Yay, Kathy. I love that you're able to join in during the day too. I love it. So good. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. I will chat with you soon. Have a great week. Bye, everyone.